Hostel Harrierfall Games and B&B. We simultaneously built 3 concepts for Xiaoxi B&B along the Great Wall at Shuiguan and Huairou, Beijing, at the end of 2020. Perhaps it would be more accurate to refer to them as rural hotels rather than B&Bs. I've created and managed similar hotels in the past, and I'd love to live a lifestyle that emphasizes the now and breaking away from regular life. Because it contains so little of the owner's real life and memories, architecture, as the bearer of this conception, is not really a home building in the first place. Instead, it resembles a theme park with the traits listed above, a game that alternates between reality and fantasy. There must be guidelines because it is a game. Simple character preservation is all the owner asks for in her 3 existing homes. We will also establish the rules. The danger in the Great Wall. The Ming Dynasty's Great Wall is nearby, making the location special. I'm more or less reluctant since the attractive qualities have developed into a force that cannot be resisted. I have a tendency to look for the emotional connection between objects and people. How does the Great Wall touch, though? By virtue of its superhuman status. Like the Egyptian pyramids or the Nazca lines, it was not created by a human being who was willing to communicate with God. Danger is where the Great Wall came from. We picked the most hazardous mountain out of dread of danger. Harrierfall, Act I. The Great Wall was extended by Harrier Castle during the Wanli era of the Ming Dynasty. These winding roads are necessary for the Beijing knot route. Its name comes from the many hauntings of raptors that have occurred there since antiquity. More than a dozen families continue to reside there despite it no longer serving a military purpose. Despite the numerous times the houses have been rebuilt, the 300-year-old ancient locust trees and 600-year-old castle stone continue to evoke images of bygone eras in our memories. The stone castle wall may be seen in the distance along the 3-meter-wide country road. With an arched doorway on the south, the wall is 4 to 5 meters high. Although the ancient locust tree faces the castle gate directly, it is difficult to locate our home. It conceals at the end of a narrow path, turn left and right. In a game, the initial risk should also be concealed, and the initial feeling should be one of comfort and confidence. Scene 1, Turn off the light. The gate to the courtyard lies at the end of the little alley, and behind it is a tiny attic constructed on the roof. The attic appears to be a lamp waiting kindly between the gate and the beacon tower when the pink inner wall reflects the red light in the evening. Every time Yewen returned home after a late night out in the Grand Master, he would invariably notice a light that his wife had left, indicating that someone was there. This tacit understanding also stands for life and home. Scene 2, Lying back and observing. When we entered the gate, the original courtyard was unoccupied, so we let the building's eaves to spread out to create a roomy hallway that is appropriate for sitting beneath. On the one hand, the lowered eaves provide a more stable environment and divide the upper and lower inside perspective. The solid wood open fans below provide warmth and a link to the yard, while the top frame view looks out over the Great Wall. In order to provide a tranquil view out the window, indoor furniture is lower in height and the area where people sit or lie down even descends to be closer to the ground. Reduce your posture, alter your viewpoint, and appreciate the beauty of your body's additional potential. Scene 3, The Ancient Locust Tree's Invitation. I'm willing to let the old locust tree in the castle's courtyard into the yard because I particularly appreciate it. The eaves on the west side were raised to a level that both covered the debris and revealed the tree's crown. Silver metal corrugated perforated plates that cover the surrounding structures cover them in a way that purifies the background while flickering hazily. On the east side, a modest 2-story structure totally opens up above the corrugated metal. The ancient locust's green shadow in the glass curtain wall becomes more noticeable in the absence of any other plant decorations in the courtyard, luring people to climb the building to take in the view. Scene 4, Climbing the risky building by yourself. How can I climb and descend the tiny structure? How may the porch be used to enclose the courtyard? How do you command the landscape's attention? How can I create a location to travel and unwind? How can I possibly create threat to further my own interests? This staircase then bears the weight. We adopted the technique of altering the scale and shape of stair steps to suit the demands of climbing and remaining at the same time after researching the traditional theory and workmanship. The construction of the wood is slightly unusual in that it mimics the style of historic building roof trusses because I wanted it to resemble the ruins of a fallen house in some way. A dead ancient tree is also entwined in it, which heightens the ridiculousness of the situation. I'm not sure if this is a tribute or a jest, but picture Liang and Lin resting on a beam of the Puhua temple, with men and ladies taking pictures around. Although going downwards requires more caution than going above, the stairs are quite easy to ascend. The worn-out wood obscures the stairs' boundaries, making it difficult for individuals to take steps and removing their fear of hurting themselves if they fall. People are forced to focus more on what is directly in front of them due to this scary urge. At this point, people start to notice the appeal of sincerity. The sound of steps landing onto the stairs seems to create a specific echo with the overlapped boards. More people would opt to remain seated on it and observe the Harrierfall during this time. The most important return may have been what we unintentionally let go of. We fantasize about the unanticipated surprise that awaits us when we face something as vast as the Earth, despite the fact that we have known this since we were tiny children. Therefore, the notion of incorporating some risk-provoking into settling down architecture intrigues me. Will it offer fresh sources of vigor and inspiration? I don't know, but I'm curious. We therefore made the decision to give Danger 3 fast try.